International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition, 23rd August. The United Nations International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition is annually observed on August 23 to remind people of the tragedy of the transatlantic slave trade. It gives people a chance to think about the historic causes, the methods, and the consequences of slave trade. History. The transatlantic slave trade existed from the 16th to 19th centuries. Most of the slaves came from Central and Western Africa. Over 400 years, nearly 13 million Africans were shipped across the Atlantic Ocean to become slaves. Each passage across the ocean had a high death rate. About 2.4 million Africans died while being transported. Besides dying of disease and starvation, many slaves experienced other atrocities such as sexual abuse, being chained together, and enduring intense heat. Some of them were thrown overboard in the hopes of stopping the disease from spreading. It wasn't until the night of August 22-23, 1791, that the first uprising against the slave trade happened. The event occurred in Santo Domingo, now Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Blackberry revolutionaries rebelled against slave owners. In 1804, these revolutionaries crushed Napoleon's army. Along with defeating the French troops, the revolutionaries defeated the Spanish and British armies. These victories set the stage to abolish the entire transatlantic slave trade. In 1808, importing slaves to the United States became illegal. Britain followed suit in 1833. It wasn't until 1850 that Brazil outlawed the slave trade. International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition was first celebrated in many countries, in particular in Haiti on August 23, 1998 and in Senegal on August 23, 1999. Each year, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization (UNESCO) reminds the international community about the importance of commemorating this day. This day also pays tribute to those who worked hard to abolish slave trade and slavery throughout the world. Observance. Each year, the UN invites people all over the world, including educators, students, and artists, to organize events on the theme of this day. Theatre companies, cultural organizations, musicians, and artists take part on this day by expressing their resistance against slavery through performances that involve music, dance, and drama. Educators promote the day by informing people about the historical events associated with slave trade, the consequences of slave trade, and to promote tolerance and human rights. Many organizations, including youth associations, government agencies, and non-governmental organizations, actively take part in the event to educate society about the negative consequences of slave trade.